All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to tackle a really profound idea. One that kind of pushes back against something we all believe, right? That deep down belief that we can control our lives just by sheer force of will. So, the text we're looking at today kicks things off with this bombshell of a statement. I mean, it just seems to fly in the face of everything we're ever taught. Try harder, don't give up. But what if it's actually true? What if this is the key? Let's really dig into this and see where it takes us. Okay, so let's start with that big, bold claim. The thing is, the text isn't saying that change itself is impossible. Not at all. It's saying that our willpower, that gritting your teeth, pushing a boulder uphill kind of effort, just isn't the right tool for the job. I mean, think about it for a second. Have you ever felt like this? That one habit you just can't seem to break? Or that argument you keep having over and over with the same person? Or even those huge societal problems where you just feel totally powerless. You push and you push and you push, and it's like hitting a solid brick wall, right? Well, that feeling of being completely stuck, is exactly what we're talking about here. And this really lays out the core conflict, doesn't it? On one side, you've got our go-to instinct, just apply more force, more willpower, more effort. But then, on the other side, there's this wild idea that the text is proposing. What if that very effort, that struggle, is the exact thing that's keeping us stuck? So, okay, if we can't just smash our way through the wall, what's the alternative? What are we supposed to do? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The text suggests a totally different approach. It's not about breaking the wall down. It's about carefully taking it apart, piece by piece. So, what in the world does it mean to dismantle an impossibility? It's a cool phrase, right? It means you stop fighting it, you just stop. And instead, you study it. You start looking at the problem not like it's your enemy, but more like it's a complicated machine. You get curious. You just observe it without judging, and you start to understand why it feels so permanent, so unchangeable. And the text actually breaks this down into 3 simple steps. First, you've got to name it. Pinpoint exactly what feels so impossible. Maybe it's changing your boss's mind, maybe it's dealing with your own anxiety. Then you take a closer look at all the little pieces that make it up. And finally, and this is really the most important part, you learn to understand its nature. You accept it for what it is. You just stop fighting. Okay, so once you stop fighting the impossible, something pretty amazing starts to happen. All that energy you were spending on the struggle, it's freed up. And your focus can shift away from the obstacle and onto a much, much more important question. Because when all of your energy isn't tied up in that pointless fight anymore, you suddenly have the mental space to ask yourself this. And the text makes a powerful point here. It's only after you let go of trying to change the impossible that you can get a clear signal on what you actually, truly want. And this is such a brilliant way to think about it, right? It's like you've been trying to listen to this really quiet, beautiful song, but you're in a room where everyone is just shouting at the top of their lungs. Accepting the impossible? Well, that's like turning off all that noise. And suddenly, you can hear it. You can finally hear the music of your own desires, what would genuinely bring you joy. And this brings us to the final and maybe the most beautiful part of this whole idea. So we've taken apart the impossibility. We've figured out what would bring us joy. So now what? What's the next step? Well, the answer is so simple and at the same time, really profound. And no, this doesn't mean just being lazy or giving up. Going to sleep here is a really powerful metaphor. It's about letting go of that conscious, forceful, micromanaging control. It's the ultimate act of trust, really. You've done the hard work of understanding the problem, and now you just step back. You let a deeper process take over. And here we get right to the heart of it. Just look at that word, allow. It's the complete opposite of force, isn't it? It's not make yourself change. It's not will yourself to be better. It's just a gentle permission, an act of release. It's like you've been clenching your fists so tight, trying to control everything, and now you're just opening your hand. You're creating the space for change to happen all on its own. And then that same feeling, that same grace extends outward. You stop trying to control and fix the people around you. You start to see that they're also part of this big, complex process, and you just give them the space to be, to grow on their own terms. And finally, you zoom all the way out. You surrender on the grandest scale. You allow the world to be what it is, to unfold as it will. You recognize that you're just one small part of this huge, intricate dance. And listen, this isn't about apathy or not caring. It's actually a kind of active, trusting participation in, well, in everything. So, what is this deeper process? The text calls it the unknowable. And it's basically that vast, tangled web of forces and causes and effects that's way beyond our control, way beyond what we can even understand. The big idea here is that real, lasting change doesn't come from our little, isolated efforts. It happens inside this massive, unknowable web. Our only job is to allow it.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with that final question, right from the heart of this whole idea. Think about it tonight. What's the one thing you're going to allow to change while you sleep? What impossible struggle can you finally let go of? What part of yourself or your relationships or your world are you willing to stop forcing and instead just allow?